Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, in this episode, I want to discuss ways in which you can prevent blood clots, because this appears to be becoming more and more of a concern lately. So I decided I'll do a podcast on it. For whatever reason, this may be occurring more and more. It's still up in the air. But to an acupuncturist, blood clots have a lot to do with blood stasis, chi and blood stagnation, and even in some cases with phlegm damp accumulation accompanying those two aspects, or either one. I can't give like a one set diagnosis, because you'd have to sit with an acupuncturist to find out what is potentially causing the clotting of your blood. I just more so want to discuss ways in which you can prevent it. And I'm sure by now you have an idea that the best way to prevent it is to make acupuncture part of your life. That is the optimal best way. And then there are others that can accompany that. But first, like when it comes to blood clots, you have to understand what that is. Because I explain this to some of my patients, as to what it is. And there are those that already know. You see, a blood clot is basically like a semi-solid mass of blood cells that have clumped together. It's the best way I can put it. So let's say like sometimes you'll sustain an injury, like a cut or a scrape on your skin, or you can get hit with, I don't know, a baseball bat or something. I don't want to sound extreme. And what happens is platelets and proteins that are in the plasma, which is the liquid portion of your blood, they tend to form a clot over the injury to sort of stop the bleeding. Okay, because blood clots are basically there to sort of prevent excessive blood loss. But they can be very harmful when they form inside of your blood vessels. And that's when, there's problems. And these blood clots that form inside of your arteries or your veins, they tend to be called thrombus, okay? And a thrombus can partially or even entirely block blood from reaching surrounding tissues. Now, when this clot breaks away from its place of origin and it begins to travel, let's say, to another part of your body, now it's called an embolism. Okay, so if you're ever speaking with your physician or general practitioner and you hear thrombus or embolism, now you understand what it is they're talking about. But blood clots can develop in just about anywhere in your body, including, let's say, your brain, your legs, your arms, your heart, your abdomen, your lungs, your kidneys. It all depends on where the blood clot is blocking blood flow or where it moves to in the body. It can be very dangerous and even potentially life-threatening. But I want you to understand something. You have a lot of control over the formation of clotting or blood clots. Because blood clots, more times than not, are preventable. And there are several things that you can do to lower your risk of getting one. You know, and I know you already know acupuncture is one of the ways. But also understand, along with blood clots being able to affect anyone, there are certain people that are at a higher risk than others. So knowing if you're at risk for blood clots is very important, because then it allows you to take steps to prevent them. And risk factors for blood clots, usually some say age, like people that are over 65 years of age, they're more likely to develop blood clots, because aging does affect the health of your blood vessels, and as well as how easily blood flows through your veins. Now, another is sex, your gender. Let's say a male at birth would have a higher risk of blood clots, whereas females at birth have a higher chances of getting a blood clot when their estrogen levels increase during pregnancy, or even while taking birth control pills or undergoing postmenopausal hormone therapy. And then there are certain medical conditions that can put you at risk. You know, let me see. An increased risk of blood clots, like diabetes, atherosclerosis, cancer, what else? Vasculitis, heart failure, atrial fibrillation, which is irregular heartbeat, obesity, metabolic syndrome. So those are some medical conditions that can increase your risk of blood clot. Sedentary lifestyle can play a part, can increase your risk. Staying stationary, not moving for long periods of time, such as like being on bed rest after coming home from the hospital or while in the hospital, long flights on an airplane or long car rides. These things slow down your blood flow and increase your risk of blood clots. And I always speak against sedentary lifestyle, many times in my previous podcasts. Another is smoking. Why? Because tobacco has the ability to change the surface of your platelets. It tends to like make your platelets like more sticky. All right? And there's a higher propensity of sticking together and forming clots. And smoking also damages the lining of your blood vessels. Another surgery or trauma, major surgery, especially abdominal surgery, knee surgery, hip surgery, traumatic injuries from car accidents can injure your blood vessels and cause clots to form. And to many individuals, surprise, certain medications can increase your risk as well. Because there are certain medications that can affect the function of your blood vessels, such as hormone replacement therapy, cancer treatments, hormonal birth control. These medications can increase your risk of blood clots. And some individuals even think it's genetic, but I don't. Just my little, I guess, side opinion. But there are ways in which you can reduce your risk. Because not everyone that's at risk for a blood clot will develop one. But if you have a higher chance of developing blood clots, there are certain things you can do to sort of like prevent them. And one, make acupuncture a part of your life. Because to see an acupuncturist, they understand that health is wealth. We understand that the wealth is not in a shoebox in a closet. We understand that it's not under your mattress. We understand that it's not in your wallet, purse, or pocket. Acupuncturist also understands that the wealth is not in your bank account either. So that's the first and foremost way to reduce your risk of blood clots. The other is engage in physical activity, regular exercise. Why? Because physical activity has a positive effect on chi and blood. Because it keeps things moving, flowing. It prevents it from pooling. Okay? Exercise, moving your body a lot is key for preventing blood clots. So, take a walk. You could take nice long walks if you want, which is good for you, and it's very simple. You don't have to be a member of a gym to take a walk. Okay. Great for full body blood circulation. Because short walks benefit blood flow. All right. So physical activity. You can, even if you're in a cubicle or your office, you can march in place. You can lift your legs one at a time from your seat. You can rotate your ankles. You can do foot pumps. I don't want to overdo it, but you can be creative. Another is eating a balanced diet. Because nutritious foods, not ultra-processed foods, but nutritious foods play a major role in preventing blood clots. Okay? A heart-healthy diet that's loaded with fruits and vegetables and whole grains and lean proteins tend to not only reduce inflammation, but it's great for blood circulation. It's great for your heart. And you want to stay away from foods that's loaded with saturated fats and sodium, and avoid prepackaged snacks and soups and canned vegetables. And I spoke about that on the Acupuncture is My Life TikTok channel. If you're not following us on TikTok, do so. But another is stay hydrated. Aim for 96 ounces of water a day. Spread it out. That's what I try to do. Now, if I exercise a lot, I'm pushing for 128 ounces. But you want to try and do at least 96. Another is managing obesity. Obesity is a huge risk factor for blood clots. Excess body fat puts added pressure on your veins and damages the valves in your veins, which keeps blood flowing upward towards your heart. And when these valves become impaired or damaged, blood can pool inside the vein, causing varicose veins and increasing the risk of blood clots. So you want to sort of look to maintain a healthy weight to reduce pressure on your veins and promote good circulation. You know what? Do me a favor. If you're lifting something heavy right now, do me a favor and rest it down. I don't care if you're at work, you're in the gym, you're at home. Rest it down for a moment. And if you're operating a vehicle, if it has wheels, pull it over to the side of the road. If it has wings, propellers, land it at your nearest airport. And if you're crossing the street, I need you to hurry up and safely get across the street right now. Because I need you to now close your eyes and say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open them. Boom. You are now brand new. And brand new you are. Another thing you can do to reduce your risk of blood clots is, again, stop smoking. Why? Because tobacco can thicken the blood and increase your risk of blood clots. And smoking also causes plaque buildup inside of your artery walls, causing them to narrow, which affects your blood flow. And a blood clot within a narrowed blood vessel can lead to a heart attack. You want to stop smoking? See an acupuncturist. There's certain protocols. There's acupuncture on the body that can help you quit smoking. See an acupuncturist. You want to learn more? Go to acupuncturesmylife.com and book a consultation session with us, and we'll delve deep into that. But another thing is reduce your levels of stress, because when you're stressed, your body is releasing cortisol, which is a stress hormone, which can play a role in forming blood clots. Why? Because high cortisol levels increases the number of platelets that are in your blood, the blood cells that help prevent excess bleeding. That's what platelets are. And with more platelets in your blood, you have a higher chance of forming a blood clot within a vein or artery. You're under a lot of stress? Again, see an acupuncturist. You want to learn more? Book a consultation session with us. Just go to acupuncturesmylife.com and click on the consultation tab and schedule whatever date is convenient for you. Now, another thing you can do is, you see, the bottom line here is overall, we want to be as health conscious as possible. And that's why you listen to Acupuncture's My Life podcasts. Okay? Because for some reason, I just feel, to some extent in today's world, many individuals are not that concerned about their health due to the pace of everyday living and what's expected of them. But I'll say this. If you've ever experienced blood clot before and you went to the doctor for it, if they haven't spoken to you about wearing compression stockings, contact your physician. Or just simply make acupuncture part of your life, okay? Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?